All right, welcome back everybody. We're gonna call this Space Ace Part 1. We're gonna do a few clips here, tidbits that I've done throughout the week here. It's about a week ago from the last clip, and we're just gonna go over my mistakes with the Dexter. So you know, it's about 7 or 8 minutes long. I'm just hoping to help anybody out that is installing a Dexter into one of these Dragon's Lair Space Ace. So the only thing I forgot, a couple things I'll just add into the intro here, is LEDs. You can't put in 5-volt LEDs, the 6.3 volts, because it's these older machines run 7, so you'll blow them out. So I picked up some 12-volt LEDs from Super Bright that I had from Space Harrier, because it's the same thing, older machine. They run higher voltage, so if you put in the 5.3, they'll just blow out. They'll look super cool, super bright, but they'll super blow out. So don't do that. Other than that, here's the grommet that I got from Arcade Shop that I replaced. Pretty nasty. So once I popped that out of the joystick, cleaned everything up, got that working great. So cool. As you can see, it got Dragon's Lair working. All right, enjoy, and if you have any questions, let me know. Send a comment, help you out. Other than that, enjoy. Bye. All right, here we go. I got a couple things in today. Ordered a marquee light from Amazon. You can get these, you know, for about 30 bucks. So I ordered that. I have the same one in Punch Out. It's got 3 different little colors, so you can do warm and medium and cool. So I set it to medium. So yeah, so it doesn't completely blow out the artwork. I got Plexi today, which was super fast, from a place called Tap Plastics. So I did a 2-day shipping. It was like a couple dollars more, and yeah, I got that today. With this plastic monitor bezel, there's not much room for this to sit. So I put a piece of tape there, because what happened was I just set it in there to test fit it, and when I opened up the control panel, it slid down and just went and there's like a 6-inch scratch. I flipped it around, you can't really see it, but oh dude, basically thank God this thing was only 40 bucks. So if it bothers me too much, I'll just buy another one. But yeah, there's not much, so I just put a piece of tape there to keep it from sliding down when I open up the control panel. I think I just watched it grind on one of this. So yeah, so went ahead and installed that. The old one was dead. Put a new starter in, it didn't work. So, and then there's a website, it's called Rose's Arcade, who does repro Cinematronic badges. I think Taito, you know, a few different badges. There's a bunch of Dragon's Lair parts on that website, like the marquee brackets and coin door stuff, and so I went ahead and ordered that. I got that in today, which was super fast, man. So, and then I ordered the inserts. They say Taito. So I got the Cinematronic inserts that I'll put in there. But yeah, this coin door was originally for my ice cold beer, but I could never find the test switch, the proper test switch for it, because I couldn't get it to close on the ice cold beer, the Zeeks, I should say. So I think I'm just going to repurpose it for Space Ace, and then I'll clean this coin door up, and then, you know, if I ever sell this, I'll just pull the coin door out. I'll just leave this coin door with this harness in it. It's kind of how hacked up. So, but yeah, that way I have the raised coin door, which is cool. So, but that's it for that. Still need to clean that up with some magic eraser. And then, yeah, this works. Got this all cleaned up. So next week I'll be busy. What's next week? Control panel overlay, new grommet for the joystick, and just out here I'm just resprayed these marquee brackets. It's dark. No. Other than that, yeah. Just turn that on, but yeah. Marquee light. But yeah, this for 30 bucks, you can't beat it. You can change the colors. Cool white, and then warm, and I think I'm gonna set it there. That's super cool. And then warm, yeah, that's like original. I'll just set it in the middle where the artwork looks a lot better.
Space Ace, defender of justice, truth, and the planet Earth.
Cool.
Ace is being attacked by the evil Commander Morn.
Alright. Be quiet. So, alright, cool. So, that's it. Until next week, when I get some more stuff, we'll rebuild this joystick and some more stuff. So, alright, cool. This place rules. Check them out if you need a plexiglass. So, Tap Plastics. So, thanks, Jeff Kinder, for the hookup with that. But yeah, just basically novice this whole inside with this vinyl. Everything came out nice. It's starting to shine. It's starting to pep. So, all right. I'll clip in what I'm working on next week. Be right back. All right, it's been a few days here. Got some goodies in this week. Got the control panel overlay from Quarter Arcade. Laying it flat, let this flatten out. And just now, in the mail, I got the Merlin. So, we're gonna install this on the main CPU. And we have our Dexter here. I've already loaded the files for Cliffhanger and Super Don Quixote. And next we'll be hooking this up to the computer in the house and updating the Dexter's firmware. And that should be it. And then we just have some instructions here we're gonna follow to install this in the Space Ace. So, all right, let me read over these another time, one more time, and update the firmware, and I'll get this installed and we'll fire it up together, see if I can get this going. Okay, be right back. All right, here we go. It's been about a week here. I got a little bit of progress going on with this. I'm just gonna spend a little bit of extra time going on what I did wrong when installing the Merlin in here. So we'll just try and make this quick here. So first off, we have the Dexter here. This Dexter is basically a Laserdisc replacement for the old aging Laserdisc. So what I did is installed this, and like I was talking in the last video, I put the Merlin ROM board on the original PCB. So what happened is I put that in, and you know, after updating all the Laserdisc images on the USB with the Dexter Manager, booted it up, and I got a blank screen. So basically what happens is once you install a new an update here, the SD card wants to talk to this, say, hey, we got an update. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. So what happened is it wasn't recognizing the mode that I was in, which I needed to be LDV 1000. I don't remember which one it kicked on, but what happened was I didn't have a picture, so I couldn't see if it was updated or not. So I just left it alone for about 45 minutes. So, and of course, I came back and black screen, and just kicking my head around like, what's going on here? Also too, you got to be really careful of these cables. They need to be plugged in all the way, which is, if you go to the Dexter YouTube, Matt has done a good video. Make sure these are plugged in all the way. Mine wasn't plugged in, wasn't getting power. Of course, it's not going to work. So once these were plugged in, of course, I was turning this on and off and on and off. I corrupted that, more than likely. So going back with Sean Wood, he's awesome to work with. He was helping me out over the weekend, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. I still couldn't get this thing going, even though I made sure I had power. I had the pulse signal. There's a pulse signal here that'll make sure that you have activity between the Raspberry Pi and the Dexter, and it still wasn't recognizing it. The mode here, you can switch the modes. You can hold this down and it'll auto detect. Okay, so once you hold this down, it'll auto detect. Of course, it switched to LDV 1000, which it should be, which is this is telling this. I still wasn't getting a picture. I didn't know what was going on. You can cycle through these, and ended up on 931, 932, and then I got something going, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting closer. Well, these two settings just play the whole movie over and over and over. So I got to watch Space Ace from start to finish, which was cool. So, and then I messing around with Dexter Manager, I set it to Dragon's Lair. I got to watch Dragon's Lair play all the way through. Well, it's not the fix. So between that and going back and forth, Sean pointed out, I'm like, hey man, you need to make sure that this ribbon cable down here, this one here, but let me move that. This one here is seated correctly. Well, when I originally pulled the board out to install the Merlin, I saw that this is pinned. I didn't want to pull it out like the instructions. I just pulled the whole cable out with it because these are pinned, and I didn't want to, when you start pulling out socketed chips and whatnot, these pins get bent. Putting them back in is a hassle. So I thought I'm being smart. So I pulled everything out, put it all back in, and that's when I didn't get a picture. And then multiple restarts, power on, power off. Steve Lady suggested, hey man, get another image for Dexter and just reformat it. So there's an SD card here in the back. You can reformat it. So that's what I did. After reformatting and after, trying to resocket this, still didn't work. So I was kind of stuck. Didn't know what to do. So Steve had an Arthur board, which is a replacement for the Dragon's Lair. So, and this board basically has a built-in Merlin. It has all the ROMs here. You can update the firmware with that, and the scoreboard PCB that's up top. So this is like an all-in-one, and you can get that from Sean Wood's website for around $500. So Steve hooked me up with this so we could test this out, which, Sean suggested, like, hey, replace this, because we weren't sure if it's a PCB issue, but of course it was user error. I just wasn't feeling right with that pin. So with the reformat already done and it not working, I had this board over here. So I was going to pull this out anyway. So what I did is I pulled this out, and lo and behold, one of the pins from me reseating was hanging out, which happens. It's facing down. I couldn't see it, but it just didn't feel right. If things don't feel right, just double and triple check your work in anything you do with these games. So once I did that, of course, like I was saying, that's a pain in the ass to, to reseat these, bending the pins correctly. making them straight. It took me over 10 minutes to get this pin back in here, and once I did that, we got this stock PCB, loud fan that I'm going to replace tomorrow, thank God. Let me take the light off. So, some of the error codes will pop up here if you have any error codes. But yeah. Dude. Damn. Got it working. So to switch games here, you just hold that. Hold that. And you have Super Don Quixote, 2 versions of Dragon's Lair, Time Warp, and Space Ace. And Cliffhanger. Which I was
Dragon's Lair,
stoked.
a fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess
So
from
yeah,
the clutches
with
of an evil dragon.
me messing up the pin, the
You control the actions
reformatting
of
would
a
have
daring
worked.
adventurer finding his way through the castle
I
of
would
a
have had
dark
that
wizard
in right,
who has enchanted
like
it with
Sean was
treacherous
saying.
monsters and obstacles.
So yeah, I'm hoping this will help anybody trying to set up a Dexter. I mean,
Mysterious caverns below the castle, your
everything is
against the awesome forces that oppose your efforts to reach the
instructions are pretty
Dragon's
clear. If I would have just followed the directions, follow the
Lead
directions,
on,
folks.
adventurer. Your
Even though you
quest
think you're taking a
awaits.
shortcut with the pins, you know, not removing that cable, and just do it and make sure it's in correctly. So, but yeah, this thing is great, works great. I'm having some issues with the monitor. It's a G07. It's flashing, so it's probably gonna need a new flyback. So in the next episode, we'll go ahead and pull the monitor out, get that looked at. I'll do the control panel overlay, which I don't want to do because it's all shredded up here. But the colors are a little bit off with it. You know, her hair is super red, you know, dark blue. All the blues follow here. But if you follow this thing here, it's, you know, her hair is super faded out. Like they went ahead and scanned a faded artwork file. This is gray instead of black. So, and also too, I have some concerns about this here, you know. So I've had some artwork that have come in like this, but I don't know, I don't want to strip that down and try and have any issues with that. So all right, well, hopefully this will help some people with the Dexter setting up that. You can always go to the Dexter Laserdisc replacement website, and he's got some videos that have helped a lot, especially with the power cable. You know, just silly little things you don't think about. It doesn't look like it looks like it's plugged in, but it wasn't, you know. And then with help from Sean, that was great. He's awesome. So if you need a Merlin or Arthur board, hit up Sean Wood. Just look that up on the Google. And I'm just glad I got this working. So other than that, part 2 will be monitor, control panel. I got this all dialed in, which looks good. Just went ahead and like I was saying in the earlier in the intro, with the coin door lights, they're not super bright, but you don't want them to blow out. So I just took the old harness and kind of hacked it in here. So until Ken at Golden Age Arcade gets me a new one, that'll be all nice and put in nice. Cool. All right, well, that's about it for this Space Ace Part 1. Metallica's looking great. Put in some glow-in-the-dark rubbers here, which kind of pop with the play field. So, and then I did translucent all the way up. You know, just what I could reach for now until I start ripping it apart. I kind of like to wait a little bit, have some plays into it before I start tearing it up, messing it up. You know, I'm gonna replace that and the ones in the back. So, and then the granddaddy mods of them all will be next, one of the future videos here shortly in the next week or so. Expression lights. So this thing is hefty. So a couple no boards in there you gotta rearrange. It's got the artwork for the side cabinet, and there's the blade. You can see the artwork there, so you gotta line that up with that. That'll be fun. But I'll have my boy Rex from that Rexer show come over here, and we'll rip out the playfield. It's hot, and we'll do that. That'll be fun. But cool. If you have any questions, comments, let me know. Sorry for the long video. I just want to help people that ain't dum-dums like me trying to set up Dexter. It should be easy. You know, just follow the directions. You'll be fine. And if you need any help, let me know. Until later, bye.